I am live, Kuma. I am live, I think. It's been a while, Kuma. Even though I'm glad I've managed to gather energy to do my weekly stream. This is what's crazy about, like, I'm still keeping my streak of doing a weekly stream, Kuma. Hope you're doing fine, by the way. Let me put some music. Right here. I've been doing okay-ish, I guess. That's wrong. It's been a weird streak of days, actually, you know. Like, this is the period where Eureka is feeling a bit menhela, I guess, Kuma. Let me check on my phone that I'm really live everywhere, because, like, it's been a while. It's funny because even when I stream once a week, you know, because that's something that I still try to keep doing. And I even told to myself, even in the case where I skip a week, because you never know what could happen, it shouldn't be more than a week, you know. That's really what I told myself. But I'm glad I'm still doing my streak. I'm just checking that I'm live on YouTube too, because, you know, YouTube can be a bit finicky. I'm not really a fan of the way you have to set up streams on YouTube, but it is what it is, Kuma. It is what it is. I'm getting used to it. I think it's working, right? If it's loading. Why isn't it loading? It's not loading on my phone. Does it mean it doesn't work? Okay, let me restart YouTube. Okay, now it works. Damn, the delay. But that's typical, the typical streaming experience, you know, like I've seen it many times. From my experience, the lowest delay I experienced, actually, because I didn't stream on the platform, but it was on Mixer. Do you remember about Mixer? The time when Microsoft, I think it was owned by Microsoft, but Microsoft tried to push for their own streaming platform. Mixer, I remember, actually some of my friends that they were streamers, but in the sense like they were only streaming for their friends, you know. For me, it was only like streaming from time to time. They weren't the type of pro streamer that were doing the grind and stuff, like, you know, to become bigger. But I remember like some of my friends streaming on Mixer, and the delay was really low. Of all the platforms, so Mixer, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook gaming, I assume. I don't know about Twitter and Kick, because I actually never tried those ones. But I'm pretty sure that even those ones you should have delay. On Mixer, the delay was close to 0. But what was for sure is that compared to Twitch, for example, the delay was lower. That's what I remember. But yes, I know that with YouTube and with Twitch, you have a lot of delay, you know. I'm streaming in 720p, so I assume my stream is actually more accessible to all type of people, actually, Kuma, because 720p is actually easier for people to watch, I guess, even if you have a worse connection. So yes, and also, like, what I was trying to say is that regarding the delay, usually you get more delay on streams when the stream is buffering. It could be for any reason, because of your connection, because the streamer is really streaming at a high resolution, so it makes it harder for lower connections. I guess that's how it happens. I always tried to add a minimum delay on my stream, but you will always have delay, Kuma. Okay, my phone is charging. Okay. What I wanted to talk about today, because I wanted to do maybe a bit of chit chat, because before streaming the game, But should I really do it? Actually, I don't care. I want to play. I mean, like, as always, I try to look at... by the way, I forgot to tweet. Let me tweet. Let me blue sky. My tweets are ready at least, so I still haven't... I'm still keeping this good habit of mine of preparing my tweets. And yes, I wanted to talk about something, actually, but not interesting, Kuma. It's not. It's about like a drawing, a good drawing, by the way, that the mangaka of My Hero Academia shared, and some people got pissed about it. I mean, dumb people, you know, a minority got pissed about it because apparently they said that the character was whitewashed, Kuma. I mean, they don't even know who's the character, and they don't even know what's the lore of the character or anything. Just dumb people, you know. Like dumb kids and dumb whatever. It's not that interesting. Just that I liked the drawing, you know. My Hero Academia isn't necessarily my favorite manga or anime, but I like the art. I always like the art, Kuma. And obviously there is everything that happened with the Switch announcement, Switch 2. If I can give you a summary about my thoughts regarding the Switch 2, the console, the hardware is really good. I like the hardware, what they did with the hardware. I think it's good. I think that it's decently priced considering the hardware, believe it or not. But the area where Nintendo, in my opinion, completely shut the bed is the new pricing of the games. I think that's what's really bad about the Switch 2 situations. Because people, like I've seen, you know, like yesterday, and I think there's still a stream today, like the Treehouse, where they're showing gameplay of the Switch 2 and how the hardware works, you know. People keep spamming, drop the price, drop the price, drop the price, drop the price, which I can understand, Kuma, but it really feels they're talking about the console, but to me they should be talking about the games, you know, because the console, believe it or not, especially considering the current situation of the entire world, for better or worse, it is decently priced. It's the games that is really insane. $90 for the physical edition of Mario Kart 9 or the new Kirby game or the new Donkey Kong game is insane, you know. The games, like the pricing of the games is worse, in my opinion, than the pricing of the console. Because the hardware, you know, I always saw it like that when you buy a new console, and it was the case since forever, you know, when I got my PlayStation 3 back then, when I got my PSP, when I got my Nintendo DS, when I buy a new console, I think, okay, you have to save money, and it's going to be the big thing you're gonna spend for the month, you know. It's something that you should organize, you know. In any case, you're going to spend money when you wanna get a new hardware. So in this case, whether the console cost $300 or $400 or $500, in this range, it's still a big amount of money to spend. So it doesn't change that much, even though like it still changed, because obviously you wouldn't want for the hardware to keep increasing in price forever, but still it's a big spending you have to do. But once you buy your Switch 2, it's bought, you own it, you don't have to spend anything else for it. Okay, there is the online subscriptions, that sucks if you want to play online games, but besides that, that's it. But now, obviously you got your console, you want to play games on it, and in order to play games on it, you have to buy them. And you won't only buy one game, because usually if you buy a console, it's not only for one game, you know. So it means that in the future, in the short, middle, and long run, you're gonna buy games. And all of those games will cost $80 to $90 at release. So in my honest opinion, the problem with the switch to situation isn't the console, you know? Like, people are actually, they don't focus where the problem should be. They shouldn't complain about the price of the console. They should complain about the price of all those games they're going to buy in the future. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Let me see your name. Seagull Pepe, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing fine. I am doing okay. As I said, man hell at times. By the way, let me go back to my chatting desk for now, because I still want to chat a little bit. Not even 1 second in Eureka stream and already sucking something has been mentioned. Did I say that? I don't even remember. Maybe I did. I mean, you know, Bolisu, these last few days I've been dissociating. Is that how the word is pronounced in English? Let me see. Because I'm trying to improve my English too, Kuma. I'm trying. Hope you're doing fine, Bolisu.
Dissociate.
Dissociate. That's a hard word to pronounce in English, but yes, I've been dissociating a lot these last few days, you know. In the sense, I had a bit of depression, obviously, but you know those days where you're doing stuff, but it feels that you're not here, you know. It feels that you're a ghost or a zombie. That's how I felt these last few days, for some reason. And also, I've been really tired, you know, because my sleep has been broken for such a long time. Let me show you. It's funny that you say Bolisu instead of Borisu. That's part of your charm. Yes, I say it like that because I'm trying to... Actually, I'm trying to say it the Japanese way, even though my Japanese is really basic and bad, and obviously my accent, no matter the language, I think I said it in the past, that even my French accent is weird. I mean, not weird for a Belgian person or a waffle person, but it is weird because the way we speak French in Belgium is not the same way we speak French, for example, in France, you know. So no matter the language, whether it is English or Japanese or Spanish or you name it, I have a quirky accent for every language. My Spanish is horrendous, you know. It is horrendous, you know. I can't pronounce the R in Spanish, unfortunately. But anyway, I was saying I pronounce Borisu, Bolisu, because in Japanese the R, it's weird because the R sound in Japanese is between the R and the L, you know. You know how Japanese, when you hear how they pronounce la, li, lu, le, lo, they don't pronounce it ra, ri, ru, re, ro, but they don't pronounce it either la, li, lu, le, lo. It's actually in between. But from my experience, it's closer to the L than it is to the R. So usually that's why that, for example, because I always assumed that Bolisu is the Japanese version or transliteration of Boris, you know, or Boris. I can pronounce R, Kuma, but yes, very much a transliteration of Boris, you know, Bolisu. So let me see. Let me see. Let's pause it so you can hear it.
Boris. Boris.
That's the thing. That's really between the L and the R.
Boris. Boris.
That's really a hard sound to pronounce. I actually think the R in Japanese is actually harder to pronounce than the R in English. Bogris, the legit pronunciation from its origin. Yes, what's the origin of Boris? Because Boris, because I always assumed it's not. Is it a Spanish name? It's not Spanish, right? It's not. Like, wasn't there like the former? I think the former English prime minister was named Boris, right? Okay, Slavic origin. It's actually Slavic or Slavic. I don't even know how to pronounce it, Kuma. I'm so bad with words. Did you see the new Japanese game thing? I will send it to you. Let me see. Let me see, Kuma. Also, I should probably close this. Like this. Let me see. Oh, but you didn't send anything to me, Bolisu. You didn't. I will send it to you. Which Japanese game are you talking about? I'm trying to think. Oh, they announced they will release a Panty Party. Do you know about Panty Party, Bolisu? You should know about it. It's literally your game, Panty Party. They're going to release Panty Party Perfect on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, but I think that this version, eventually they will release it on PC too. Panty Party. I don't even remember what I was talking about. All right. Also, sorry if I'm being lacking a bit of energy, guys, because I'm tired, Kuma. I mean, I'm not even tired. For example, today and yesterday, it's not necessarily that I was tired to do anything, you know. There are days where I've been way too tired, way much tired, I mean. It's just that I feel I'm lacking energy for some reason. What is this picture again? Do I have it, Kuma? This is me. Why is it so big? Why is it so small? This is me. This is Eureka these days. This is literally me. Have you seen this anime? It's a pretty funny anime, by the way. Tomoko is me. Like, this day I've been, like, even the, how is it called again? The sleepy eyes, but below the sleepy eyes. Rings? Those are called rings. Dark circles, you know. The dark circles below the eyes. I literally have that right now, you know. And it's been this way for weeks, you know. This is literally me, Kuma. Pretty much. Where's my water? So anyway, what I was talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about, you know. I don't. Okay. I don't remember. I can't remember, Kuma. Let me see what she tweeted today. I think the first thing I should work on it again is my Spanish. I want to work on my Spanish, but oh my god, I don't know how to learn how to pronounce the R. On Europe at 150 USD, with the price hikes and the Trump thing, Nintendo games at 100. Yes, that is bullshit. But even like we're getting fucked. But isn't in countries in South America, like for example Brazil or Argentina? I know that in Brazil they're getting even more fucked because Brazil have always had a ton of taxes. So we're complaining here, but I guess in Brazil they won't be able to buy them. That's why you're gonna see, I'm gonna tell you something, guys, by the way. You're gonna see, like, mark my words right now. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be emulated before the end of this year. I'm sure of it. Before the end of this year, you're either gonna have a build of a Nintendo Switch 2 emulator on PC, or the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to get cracked, you know. Someone will have been able to install a custom firmware on the Switch. You're gonna see it, I'm sure of it, because now that the games are even more expensive, people have more incentive to crack the console and to make emulation. You're gonna see it, I'm sure of it. In Brazil, they won't take this shit, Kuma. They won't. In Brazil, they will spend all-nighters to try to develop the emulator. You'll see, I'm sure of it. I am sure of it, Kuma. You're gonna see. Because it sucks, like even if you had the money, because what I hate about this situation, like I'm gonna be serious about this, what I hate about this situation is that there's always people on social media or, I don't know, forums or servers, they say, get a job, you should get a job, don't you have a job, get a job. But what they don't realize is that most of the people complaining have a job. They already have a job. So the thing is that everything got so expensive. If you want to have hobbies, you have to sacrifice stuff. For example, if you want, or you can't even have several hobbies. Like for example, if video game is your hobby, that's it. You can't have other hobbies, you know. You can't, for example, spend for video games and then on the left spend for books or mangas and stuff, and then on the right spend for movies and stuff. You can't. It's way too expensive. It is. So it's not about having a job. If anything, if you have a job, you don't even have enough to do everything. I mean, I don't care about it anymore. It just, I don't know, I don't care. I think it sucks. I think it sucks because the Switch hardware, the Switch 2, is actually pretty good, but whatever. Video game is dead. I think video game is dead. You're gonna see it. Like in the future, they're gonna make more and more AI-generated games because they will want to stream the pipeline, and it's going to be that way forever. And then we're going to get a new Atari Shock, like in 1983, because too many games will be produced. People won't know anymore what game to play. People won't have the money to buy games anyway. You will have too many games on the market, and then the video game bubble will explode, and then awalida, it's over. Whatever, Kuma. Whatever. What should I do though? But you didn't send me. What was the game you were talking about, Bolisu? The game, the Japanese game. I kind of want to show. Let me show you the trailer of Panty Party. Actually, I'm surprised I'm streaming today, guys. Of all the weeks I've been streaming since I came back from my hiatus, this week was the most probable, I guess, that I could have skipped it, you know. I actually had to gather energy to do this stream, guys, because I wasn't sure I was going to stream, I guess. Where's the trailer? I guess it's a Japanese trailer. That's why they don't show it, right? Yes, it's a Japanese trailer. Let me put the name on Japanese. Kuma. Also, tomorrow I think I'm going to go to the sea. I think. Play Google Store. Oh, that's a game. Let me see. Wagotabi learn Japanese. Oh. Interesting. Is it on PC too? Because honestly, I would rather play it on PC if I can, you know. Would be nice if it was on PC. I see something on Steam. Is that the same game? It is. It's on Steam. It's just that for some reason it's not released yet. Nice. That's interesting. Actually, I have some games on Steam that I played in the past to learn a bit of Japanese, because pretty much I know kanas, so I know katakanas and hiraganas, and I know some of the kanji, and also I have a basic understanding of basic sentences and formulation in Japanese. For example, I did try to watch a slice of life anime, like for example Non Biori or Flying Witch. I actually tried to rewatch Flying Witch without the subs in order to try to work on understanding Japanese in the audition, because slice of life anime are actually easier to understand, you know. There was also another game I wanted to buy because it's in Furigana. Let me see. I think it is, but not sure. A game slowly turns into Japanese. I watched Non Bioli without subs. I kinda did understand things and I cried 3 times. That's cool. Actually, that's pretty cool that you did it, Bolisu. I didn't know that you were watching anime in Japanese too. I mean, without the subs. Because I did try it in the past. Even, like, the first time I tried it is when I was looking to watch old anime. Because, you know, I love retro and old anime. And some of them, you couldn't find subs for the episodes. So I thought to myself, okay, I don't care anime anyway, let me watch it because I'm curious. I will try to understand what I can with the video and stuff. And that's how, for example, I've watched Dololo episodes in Japanese, the very first series, because you couldn't find them subbed. So I watched them without subbed. Just that one in Mitsubishi Colors. Tried watching Reagan without subs. Absolutely impossible to understand. Yes, it's like Reagan, sci-fi anime, anyway, and even anime, I would say, based on light novels, because light novels, they love to make a big lore about the story, you know, like for example stories like Raildex or Haruhi Suzumiya or Red Zero or all of those light novels. They're hard to understand, of course. Sci-fi stuff is hard to understand, that's for sure. I think it was that game. Okay. But yes, I think my goal, I want to improve on my English, on my Spanish. I actually need it. Do you know that I have, did I talk about it in the past, but I have a Spanish ID, believe it or not. I have a Spanish ID. I have the double nationality, pretty much. Like I have the waffle ID and I have the, how should I call the Spanish? Paella ID? Yes, I got it. I got it, but it's expired. And I tried to renew it when I went to Spain last year. But the problem is that since I moved out, my home address wasn't the same anymore. And in order to update your ID, you need a specific paper to give to the, because in Spain, they don't fuck with you in Spain, in the sense that you have to have everything perfect regarding your papers. Otherwise, they don't do anything. It's not like in here. Like in Belgium, they don't care. In France, they don't care. In Spain, though, you have to be ready. You have to have everything. And when you update your papers, you go to the police, actually, because everything is done at the police, you know. It's not the same in Belgium. In Belgium, you go to the municipality, which is not the police, you know. It's people that works in here and do all that stuff regarding the administration. Like, for example, giving you your ID, giving you your passport and stuff like that. It's the municipality, I guess it's called in here. In Spain, everything is done at the police station. You go to the police station if you want to get your ID. You go to the police station if you want to get your passport. So it's really, really serious, you know. You can't really, like, you know, try to play with them, you know. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna play the game. Feeling a bit tired, Kuma. Guess I can close this, can close that. Okay, so let me see if my controller works. I have to connect it. It's not connecting. Good. Not good. Okay, now it did connect. Okay. But I guess I can remove this so it doesn't. I hate Windows. I hate Windows, Kuma. All right. And then let's see. It's the very first time I'm playing this game, by the way. You know, I never played it in the past. And I actually disabled the achievements for this game because it is not a game. It is not a game. It is art, you know. It is not a game. The guy who made LSD Dream Emulator didn't believe in games, you know. He wanted to use the medium to do something else. Maybe give Linux a try. Or Linux. I thought you were talking about a game, Bolisu. Linux. Isn't Linux a game too? I don't think so. Okay, let's start. But the problem with Linux is that you have to be a nerd with computer in order to use the full power from Linux, you know. I am a nerd, but I am not, like, I am a nerd for anime, and I am a nerd for some stuff on computers, but I'm not that much of a nerd that I would be able to use Linux, you know, because it's a lot of work, actually. Let's go. Let's see if it works. Actually, I should go here. Music to my ears. I miss the boot up animation for consoles. LSD. Let's see the cutscene. Asmic Ace Entertainment. It's a Japanese company. I think it still exists, by the way. Outside Directors Company Limited. Perfect game to play since I am completely stunned. I mean, I don't smoke. I never smoked in my life, by the way. But when you're tired, it's like you're stunned, pretty much. Are those sumo? I think those are sumo. By the way, can you tell me if the audio is alright, Borisu? Because if it's too low, I can make it higher. I can increase the volume. Is the audio good, Kuma? In Lunacy the Savage Dream. Leisure, so I couldn't even read it. In Licking the Sapient's Dream. Weird. Damn. The load screen is really simple. I love the noise. Seems like you could make the beats of a music just with the with the sound effects. That's cool. Just let me see. Why did I press saved? Please enter a comment. Nani? I saved already, but I didn't even play the game. I just wanted to see. Hello, Prince Anime, by the way. I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing bad. I'm in Menhela times, Kuma. Menhela times. Guess I will put myself like this. I will hide my hands so you can see a little bit more of the game. What did I want it to do, though? All right, the controls. Because I checked the manual. I mean, the manual is in Japanese, but I translated it a bit, Kuma. You can explore the dreamscape by using the PSX directional buttons, so the D-pad. The X button is for running, R1 and L1 are for looking behind you, R2 and L2 are for strafing, triangle is for looking up, square is for looking down. There is also a pause button and buttons for quickly looking behind you from the left or right respectively. Circle is stated to have no purpose, but some players found it works on some interactions with objects or characters. More info on triggers page. Okay. Let's go. How do I leave though? I didn't want it to save. Is the audio alright? We'll see anyway. Day 1. Oh damn, the frame rate. Is that 30 FPS? I feel like it's lower. Audio seems good. Okay, okay. For some reason the music is pretty low though. Seems like 50 FPS. It seems so. I wonder if it's on purpose. Because, by the way, disclaimer, I didn't use any enhancement on the emulator for this game. Because I really wanted to have the most pure version of this game. If I could, I would play it, like, if I could, I would play it on PS1. And I would capture it. Because I actually got a PS1, you know. I got, and recently, my brother got his hand on a Japanese PS1. So in theory, I could even look for the game to play it on PS1. The problem is, I don't know if you looked this game in the past, like the price of this game, it's insane. The prices for LSD Dream Emulator are insane because it's a game that was released in short prints, like short print release. So obviously it's pretty rare to get your hand on it. Okay, so you look behind you like that. Oh, strafing. So L1 and R1 to look behind. Then you can strafe. What is square again? Okay, looking down. Looking up. Can I jump? Oh, it's for running. X is for running. Weird. And circle is to interact. Okay, let's go. Are there any options? There is a pause. If you press select, it doesn't do anything. I hear birds. Nani? Did I die already? Okay. I teleported. I just imagine Eureka walking like that in the real world. Kinda jumpy steps. I walk weird, Kuma. Really. When I was a kid, it was even worse. When I was a kid, I remember my mother kept telling me, please, Eureka, you should walk straight. Because I was walking weirdly, but even my feet, the way I was using my feet, I was putting them not in a straight way, you know. My feet were being, like, even my feet, I was using them in a weird way. Now I'm using them correctly, you know, because my mother, like, taught me how to walk perfectly, obviously, but still. I still walk weird, Kuma. Damn, the frame rates. But that was surprising. It's a PS1 game, and the game is 3D, you know? I don't think it was about the shoes. It was just about that I always was, I guess, different than other kids, in a way. Damn. That's a lot of running. Also, I forgot to say something. Let me tell you something that I forgot. Do you know about Enna? Do any of you guys know about Enna? Enna. It's a series and a character too. If you don't know, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you. Because it's actually one of the reasons why I'm playing these games right now. Let me show you if I find a good picture. I could look at the wiki. Or like a dude, maybe the shoes were too small, or like a dude at school did, having the shoes swapped left in right and right in left. Do any of you guys know about Anal? I didn't say that. I see Enna, not I didn't say that, Belisi. I didn't, Kuma. Anyway, everyone knows about Anna, I guess. Do you know about... Just let me do it. I've seen many people streaming Anna. I did play the game, but I didn't stream it because it's the type of games I wanted to play off stream, by the way. But I was watching I discovered it a long time ago because Anna at the origin is a series, a web series, and it's really trippy. It is really trippy because it's really a series that is inspired by, in a way, the Picasso art style, you know. Do you know about Pablo Picasso and his type of aesthetic? I think you really find that in Anna, the way it looks. Let me show you. This is Anna, my beloved. This is the character I'm talking about. And actually, all of the the aesthetic is also inspired by the game I'm playing right now, LSD, a dream emulator, you know. And even more the game, Dream BBQ, which is the game based on Anna that released recently, has a lot of stuff inspired from the game I'm playing right now, you know. But if you never watch it, you should. I would recommend it. It is really trippy too. So I guess it's not for everyone, but I love it. Personally, I love it. I love it better than the other series with the clown. I forgot the name of that other series with the clown. I actually prefer Anna. So I recommend it, Kuma. I do. Okay. Let's continue. I discovered Anna not pronounced like that a long time ago. Oh, Eureka. Come on, Bolisi, come on. I'm not even in a horny mood, you know. Because when I'm feeling Menhela, I'm not horny, I guess. Okay, there is a hand in here. Okay, so when you press circle, you interact. Maybe I shouldn't press circle too fast. Because look at this. I already teleported to another... What is this noise? Another place. Maybe I will put it a little bit higher because I wasn't expecting the audio from the game to be low like that. Let me put it like this. Nani? What happened? Pero. Dinámico. Stático. Weird. Should I save? Please enter a comment. Let me name it, since I've been talking about it. Damn, the sound effects. Now I feel like it's weird because the music is low, but the sound effects are like make a lot of noise. Like this, I guess. I don't know anymore. Done. Day 2. I guess I completed day 1. I'm being chased by something like an organization. Is that Steins Gate? The old retired master of the small dressmaker shop is covering for me. I knew I should have read it. Nani? Is that the end of the day again? So what does it mean? Like it's blinking, like there's a red dot blinking at the center? This game is done. That is not a game, I told you guys. I like it. I wonder if it's the type of game where you have roots. Kind of like a visual novel, you know? Because depending on how I interact with stuff, maybe you get different ending. Nani? A bird. Damn. What is this statue? Green screen. We could like put some kind of background behind the statue. Actually, what I want to do before interacting with stuff, I just want to explore the zone first, because it really seems that when you press circle to interact, you get to a new place. He runs fast. I wonder who's the main character, by the way. What if I go in the center? Should I jump? Should I kill myself? Nani? Is that a horse? Is that a horse? Oh, it's an elephant, right? Will he disappear? I wonder when the time is going to just disappear, because I assume there should be a limit, right? Depending on how high the skybox is. Or maybe we'll just stop in the air. Nani? I don't know what's happening, guys. But I love it. Those type of experimental games, I do love it. That one just looked like me. Do you look like an elephant, Bolisu? If you look like an elephant, does it mean that your thing is big? Because usually the imagery of the elephant is... I mean, you've watched Hajime no Ippo, right? I think we talked about it before. They always make the joke that Ippo has a big thing, because every time they remove, as a joke, his towel, you know, when they're taking shower after the boxing session, there is the elephant noise to tell people, damn, he's got a big one, you know? That's a joke. So if you're really an elephant, Bolisu, it means you have a big one. I'm sure of it now. Bolisu is big. In many places, Kuma. It's weird because the noises, for some reason, it gives me a Silent Hill feeling. But it's not a horror game. It is not. Oh, what is this panel? Oh, take your pills. That's for me. That panel is for me, guys. I should take my pills. My Menhela pills. I wonder what this pill is for. Will you take the red pill or the blue pill? When did Matrix released again? The Matrix. When did it released? Was it already released in the 90s? Because I know this game is 98. The Matrix is 99. Let me see. Actually, it's interesting. because Dream Emulator LSD is 98. 99. Weird. So does it mean they made the reference before the movie? Or am I tripping? Let me see. LSD Dream Emulator is a 1998 games. But maybe the idea of red pill and blue pill is coming from something else, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. Because, for example, The Matrix takes a lot from Ghost in the Shell, you know. Because I know that the directors really loved Ghost in the Shell by Mamoru Oshii. So I wouldn't be surprised if the imagery of the red pill and blue pill already existed before Matrix, I think. Also, just let me see. Okay. One ex told me, "Oh, you are very big," but that only lets me know her previous ex had a really small thing. Really? And it's funny that you say one ex, Bolisu. So it means you had many exes. So it means Bolisu loves to seduce people. Okay, it's over. I think it's timed. So maybe I should run. Or maybe I don't know. Also the way the dots blinks. 2 is more than 1. I'm sure you had more than 2. I'm sure you have more than 2, Kuma. Maybe I should save. I wonder if this game has secrets. Weird music. So should we go upstairs or should we go here? Is that blood? Weird. Hello, hello, Gila-kun. Hello. Happy weekend. Yes, it's the weekend now. That's cool. I think tomorrow I'm going to the beach tomorrow. It's going to be fun. The moon. Will you get are you going to get a Switch 2, Gila-kun? Because I know they announced a new From Software games, and I know that you really love the Souls games and all the Souls-like games. So I do wonder if you're going to get okay, it's really timed. If you're going to get a Switch 2. Oh, I pressed circle, but weird. I wonder how many days there are. Are those duck noises in the background? Okay, this time I wanna go here. Nani? What is happening? Nani? Blue screen, it's over. I thought my computer died. It's a joke, obviously, but I hate blue screens, you know. Traumatic. There was a time, remember when I was using my voice changer, when I was streaming as Eureka version 1, for some reason, and I don't know why, the voice changer sometimes made my computer have periodically a blue screen. Like every week, once a week or once every 2 weeks, I had a blue screen because of the voice changer. And when I uninstalled it, because I decided that I will stop using a voice changer, I didn't have blue screens anymore. It looks like Bloodborne 2, but on the Nintendo Switch 2, I don't get this. Yes, it's weird. But actually, I get it because I don't know if you know about the story, Gila-kun. Probably you know about it, but the relationship between From Software and Sony was always, let's say, coldish, you know. Like, these days they were getting along, but they weren't really the best friends, because there is always this story that back when From Software made Demon Souls, and they showed the game to, probably I should pause so the timer doesn't run out, but when they made Demon Souls and showed it to Sony, they pretty much told them that the game was trash, you know. When they saw Demon Souls, they told Miyazaki-san and From Software that the game wasn't going to work because it is too clunky, it is too shitty. Like, they pretty much told them that the game is shit. And that's why when the game released on outside of Japan, it was Bandai Namco that published the game and not Sony. So since that day, I know that the relationship between Sony and From Software was always a bit weird, obviously, because they still remember from that day when they pretty much told them that the game is shit, that Demon Souls wasn't going to work. Pretty much. So it doesn't really surprise me that a From Software game ended up releasing as an exclusive on the Nintendo Switch. Because for them, I believe they don't necessarily want to stay with Sony forever. Yes, exactly. Can I interact with this? Okay, I press circle, but... weird. Oh, this part... it's funny, this part... there is a part like that with houses in Enna Dream BBQ. So I do wonder if they took this part from this game too. Look at the sun. Is that a feet? I mean a foot. Sorry. Is that a foot? I can't believe it. It's a foot. It's for you guys. The game designer made it for you. All of you feet fetishists, they put a foot. It's here. It's funny because oh, but there's even the soul. It's a foot. It's funny because these last few days I've been reading foot manga. I actually currently reading a second one. Like, the first one was Ashige Shoujo Komura-san, and the second one is called Kulo Senpai, pretty much. I don't remember the full title, but it's called Kulo Senpai. And the one I'm currently reading is even more fetishistic, if that's a word, than the first one. They put a foot. Damn. Okay, it's over. Can I just jump into the water? You can! Okay, so actually, I guess that's a way to skip a day. If you, for example, don't care about the specific zone or the specific day, and you want to skip it, you can kill yourself. Weird. And what is the shake? Let me try to disable it to see what it does. And what is the graph? Okay, that is the graph. So it's pretty much like we're trying to make a picture. Whoa, what a mechanic. Yes. But this is not a game. Like, this game actually isn't a game. It's really a weird experience that the creator made because he wanted to do something artistic on the PlayStation Oh, I didn't even press a button. Nani? I didn't even press a button, guys. Weird. We're in Japan right now. Intro, I mean, I'm not sure. I think the intro was different, but maybe the intro had different videos. Because I know I let the opening cutscene and it wasn't this one. We're in Japan. Drinking water, Kuma. Weird, but we were on this. That's weird. Because usually, if you get an intro like that in old games, you have to be on the main menu, you know. Oh, here it starts again, so you can't even like just stop. Let's continue. Oh, weird. Is that Tenchu? I should play Tenchu. Have you played Tenchu, Gira-kun? Because I feel like it's the type of game you could like. Tenchu and the Onimusha games too. I really like the Onimusha game with Jean Reno. Because there's actually an Onimusha game with Jean Reno, which is crazy. Maybe it's like Redacted that had a whole fake game as chapter 1, and the real game started after that. I think they never made a sequel to this game. You know, they never made a sequel. But what's really interesting is like this game, it's such an experimental game. It's pretty much got a cult status because now, even to this day, a ton of people are experiencing this game for the first time because it's such a weird game. It's an experience. And the guy who made this game is actually an artist, you know. He's having art exhibitions in Japan. And sometimes there are people coming to his art exhibitions and they tell him, they pretty much tell him, we discovered you because of this game. We discovered you because of this game that released 20 years ago or 25 years ago now, close to 30 years ago. And even to this day, he's surprised because he's shocked that this game had such an impact on his career, pretty much. I played a bit this Onimusha, it was fun. Yes, I think it's fun. I should stream it. Funny how fast you can run in this game. Nice. I guess it's the exit. That's a long corridor. Can I go back, by the way? Oh, you can actually go back. Weird. I was wondering. Funny how fast you can... Weird. So what I did here, because I was curious, I went back on my track. But the game didn't like put me back in the previous room. I got into a new one. Funny how fast you can run on drugs is the lesson here, maybe. Probably. I know that there are a ton of games, a ton of people that play this game on LSD, as the name suggests, you know. Or they play this game on drugs. Or at the very least, they're smoking weed while playing this game. In my case, I never smoked, and I don't plan to do drugs or to smoke in the future, so I guess I don't need it, you know, to enjoy a game. But I'm pretty sure if you're the type to... Obviously, I would never encourage people to do drugs, for sure. But if you're the type to smoke weed or anything similar, I guess it could be a trip to play this type of game. Are we in the desert? Was that a bird? Oh, it's a bird. It's a bird, Kuma. We're in the desert. Is that a forest? I shouldn't forget I can strafe. Even though I don't know what it's for, probably just to position yourself when you want to enter a specific corridor or a specific place. Okay, here there are panels, but... Where should we go, guys? Is that a panel from... Wile Coyote anime? I love this, not anime, cartoon, but I guess I could say anime too, because anime is the same word for a cartoon in Japan. But I love Wile Coyote. I love it. I guess I will go left. Look at the birds. I'm not sure if I can swim, so I won't jump in the water for now. What a weird place. What I love about it, look at the backgrounds, for example. I love how there is a gradient between the sky and what you see below, you know. I think it looks good, actually, for a PS1 game. Look at the sun being all crazy. Oh, there's a bridge. There is a bridge. Nice. Funny the noise you make when you step on the bridge. But do the levels make more sense than Croc? So, regarding Croc, actually the way Croc is designed is pretty standard for a platformer game. And I would even say solid. I think Croc is actually a pretty classic platforming experience when you think about it. What was weird about Croc was the controls. The controls in Croc were horrendous because they were tank controls. And tank controls, even though I don't mind tank controls, especially for horror games, for example, a game like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, I think tank controls work pretty well for those type of games. But when you play action games or platformers, they're bad. Like, you shouldn't use tank controls for those type of games. And that's pretty much what make Croc a bit weird to play. But the game design in itself wasn't weird, that's for sure. Also, I feel like my voice is struggling a bit. Let me drink a little bit. It's so weird how when I stop streaming for a few days, it feels like I'm losing my voice, guys. Or maybe I'm straining my voice a lot when I talk. Maybe I should try to talk a little bit lower. I should try to do it this way, Kuma. You should talk to yourself more. Isn't that basically what I do all the time? Or do you mean when I don't stream? Nani? Oh, I thought the game crashed. Because if you mean when I don't stream, actually I do it. Believe it or not, I do talk to myself a lot of time, but I don't do it all the time, you know? Because if I did it all the time, I guess I could really become crazy. But yes, maybe I should do it more. Maybe I should do it all the time. Because I feel that my voice is still struggling a bit when I talk. I mean, when I don't talk for a long period of times, and then I decide to talk again on stream, it feels like I'm learning how to stream again. I don't know, maybe because I'm talking in English too and I struggle a bit more with English than maybe if I was talking in French, even though I never really tried to do a full stream in French in the past, so maybe I would have the same problem. I don't know, honestly. Underwear shop? At the foot of the hill, across the video store, is an underwear shop. The pile of underwear is the cardboard box is labeled. You don't even have time to read. Underwear shop. We're gonna find pantsu. Okay, that was a day. Okay. Are those duck noises? Those are ducks. And someone is playing the trumpet. Okay, I wanna go upstairs. Is that a... Nani? Is that a spaceman? An astronaut? What is doing here? I interacted with him, by the way. I pressed circle. Where's the car? There's a car honking. Nani? Hello? I couldn't even talk to him. Why are there duck noises? Is that a... Let me leave. Let me leave. I'm dead. I couldn't move. Is that a Yakuza? Or a mafioso? I guess it was a Yakuza because... I don't know what's happening, guys. I guess that's the point of the game. I pressed circle again. Oh. Can I go up like this? There was an arrow in the on the ground. Oh, is that the same? It reminds me of the cover. I mean, the same colors. Weird. When you walk, it makes a bird noise. So just let me see, because I noticed that... maybe if I do it like this... Oh, that's why. I guess I should a bit more like that. Should be better. Weird. Will I get crushed if I go below that? There's some kind of weird tower. Okay. Damn, the music is getting crazy. I think all of the noises you can hear right now, guys, it's those are classic noises. They're free to use. I'm pretty sure they're free to use. By the way, let me just do it again, because I feel like sometimes I don't calibrate it well. All right. Funny noises. What if the game creator just made those noises with his nose? With his nose? I guess you can do a ton of stuff with your nose, but that's a skill, actually. That's a big skill. There are people that are able to do weird noises with their mouth, and that's crazy. What is on the sky? I'm going towards it. Make a funny noise, Eureka. I don't know. I'm bad at making funny noises, Kuma. I think. I'm not sure. What would... I mean, this game would beat me at making funny noises. I think. I'm bad at making funny noise. Look at this. The game sound design is insane. You're just walking and you're making a noise. Like they're doing dong 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 dong. Ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong ding dong. Funny. And when you run, it's even crazier. Is that a car? Oh, we're at the same place again, right? I think it was the place from before. Uh-oh. Okay, I fucked up. I fucked up. Is that a stealth game? You are just walking and there is a ton of funny noises. Sounds like real life. Yes, exactly. Especially here where I live, you can't go out in here and not experience a weird thing happening. For real. Next day. I wonder how many days there are. Imagine it's an entire year. Imagine the game lasts an entire year. I was stuck, I don't know why. I should have strafed. Is that a Coke can? Oh, it still displays. Weird. This game is really experimental. It is really experimental. It really feels that like that was totally true. It's not a game. It's really an experience, and it's really experimental. I feel like it's really the type of game that if you want to have a trippy experience, you play it. And also, it really feels like it's a type of game that you have to play several times if you want to find out about the secrets and stuff. Okay. Because the big mystery for me is that what are we're trying to do on the graph? because every time we complete a day, we get a new dot. And to me, it almost feels like you're trying to draw something on the graph. That's what it feels. Should I jump? Okay, maybe not. Damn, what is this? It's big. A big rocket. A big rocket, like Boris's rocket, Kuma. Oh, another bridge. There are trees. It's also really funny how a lot of indie games actually took inspiration from this game, because I've been playing, you know, those weird indie horror games that I've been playing in the past from demo discs. A lot of them had this type of aesthetic, you know. They try to be trippy, and I think it's all coming from here. Have you read those comics where people get stuck in a wall and things start happening to them? I know the reference. I talked about it in the past. By the way, Boris, I'm an expert. The first game who did that was Toshin Toshi from Alisoft. Look it up. It is the game it's coming from. Like the idea of a character getting stuck in the wall and then some other character doing loot stuff to them. It's coming from Toshin Toshi, from Alisoft, the same studio who made the Lansu series, Rance or Lansu in Japanese. Toshin Toshi, look it up. I'm an expert, Kuma. Are those fish? I wonder if this game had commercials. I think this game probably never had commercials, since it's an art game that got a limited release. So I would be surprised if they were TV ads for this game. Seems like I'm stuck. I'm pretty sure that I can't swim, right? Let me just try it. I want to try. Oh, it's not weird. It's shallow water. I thought it was deep, but actually it's shallow. Okay. I think I went from that bridge. It really feels like we're stuck on an island. Okay, I fell. In the 90s, Sony in Europe was marketing the PS1 in clubs and dedicated chill-out rooms. I'm not a clubbing type, but that sounds like where stoned people go to sober up. Weird. But it's true that the way they were marketing the PS1 back then was really special when you compare it to today. But this type of game, I'm pretty sure this type of game never had any type of marketing, I believe. Because if it released in a short, I mean, not a lot of copies to begin with, I assume there were no reason for them to make TV spots or TV ads about this game. I think. Next one. Even though I feel stoned, Kuma. Again, I don't smoke, but when you're tired, you're stoned. Oh. Oh, it's a toggle. The running button is actually a toggle. Weird birds. Maybe a radio ad. Radio, really? I mean, even the radio back then, I think the radio back in the 90s was still pretty big, actually, you know. A lot of people were still listening to the radio back in the 90s. So I believe that even in the radio, you would get mainstream ads. I ask me now what stands on the wall. I didn't even pay attention. There were a lot of Japanese characters on the wall. I tried to read them, but I think it's just random characters that were put on the wall like that, you know. Not necessarily words, I think. We're all stoned, guys. This game is a stoner game. That's for sure. Also, that would be really interesting to know about the development of this game, because obviously there is the game designer who was an artist and has his artistic vision of making a game that isn't a game because he doesn't believe in games, but you had people actually develop this game, you know, work on the graphics and on the rooms and on the layouts and stuff. I wonder what those people thought about this game, because if you were working on this game, it's pretty much like you were making rooms and levels with no purpose. I ask me now, what stands on the wall? Yes, I don't know what was on the wall. Oh no, it's closed. Time's up. Time's up, Kuma. Red. Now it's green again. The noise it makes. It's really crazy. Imagine seriously, guys, imagine you were a kid and for Christmas, your mother or your father bought you this game as a gift for Christmas in 1998. Would you have been happy with that, with this game? Imagine you got this game for Christmas and that's the only game you got for Christmas during this year. Probably not. Same for me, you know, same for me. I think it's really the type of game that you have to... I mean, to me, it really depends on how much it costed back then. Like, the price of the game. Because if the game was sold at the same price as, let's say, a Gran Turismo, for example, I could see a lot of people being pissed about it. Now, if the game was sold at a really lower price, I guess there could be a discussion about it. Hey, look, it's a 3D game. I mean, that's true. That is true, Kuma. I mean, I think personally how I would react. At first, I would have been disappointed. But then it's really the type of game I would have just played again and again just to try to find weird stuff, you know. Because believe it or not, I got gifted bad games in the past, but even those games, I kept them. Because every time someone makes me a gift, whether it is my parents or my friends or anyone really, I take care of it, you know. I'm not the type to just say, well, it sucks, and then throw it in the garbage, you know. I keep it. Usually I keep it. Look at the sky too. There is a weird cloud in the middle of the sky. It's red again. We're getting the red ending. I like red, by the way. Red is my favorite color. Pretty much. Okay, now we're stuck. I mean, we're not stuck, but feels like we're underground. Weird. The noise. Oh, Bolisu! Let's follow Bolisu right now. I found Bolisu. He's showing me the way. Let's follow him. Of course, he's a ghost. Bolisu is a ghost. What if I interact with it? Maybe I should. I knew it. I knew it was a trigger, you know. I knew it. I wish I could walk into walls. Same, Kuma. Being a ghost, honestly, that could be fun. Okay, there's a big bird. Is that a boss? I mean, it's not like you have weapons in this game. Anyway. I noticed a lot of those places are the same as the one we visited before, but they're changing. They keep changing, you know, and morphing and becoming different. Funny how I run faster in some places. Okay, time's up. It really feels each sequence has it's timed very much. Oh, it's a big wheel. Can we take it? Okay, I took it, but... Okay, that's the end. Weird. Day 12. I really wonder how many days there are. Oh. Sue. Also, I was going to say there was nobody in this game, but actually we met a ghost. We met the Bolisu ghost, so there are people in this game. It's just like they're hard to find, I assume. Oh, what is this place? I interacted with the blue thing. So I wonder what influences the transitions, you know. Sometimes you can interact with stuff with circle, but then other times it feels that you're getting teleported into a place and then you just do 3-4 steps and then you leave again, which is weird. I'm tripping, Kuma. Weird. I can't see the kanji. What's the first kanji? I wish I could see it. Like, I don't even know if you could recognize the first kanji, you know? That's the thing. It's too low resolution for me to read. Is that a tortoise? It's a tortoise! This game is crazy. I mean, again, it's not a game. I know that the creator don't want to call it a game. It's not a game, actually. Oh, the cock chair. That is what we typically call the cock chair, you know? Like a chair being in the middle of a big place and you're being alone, watching stuff. The cock chair, Kuma. It's here. Let me sit on it. There's nobody though. Oh, it did do something. That was a cock chair, Kuma. It's funny because I think actually the meme, if I'm not mistaken, it's coming from the Dutch. Because the Dutch, they like to joke about the cockstool. Because in Dutch, your cock chair, you would pronounce it cockstool, something like that, you know. And I think the first time I heard about it was like from the Dutch, pretty much. The cockstool. Is that a cactus? Is that a tree? What is that? I mean, doesn't seem like a real tree, but... yeah, it's a fig tree. Kackstuhl in German as well. Right. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's quite similar in German, obviously. But even in English, cock chair and cockstool, I guess it's close. I can't interact with it. I mean, we would write it so too. I see. What was that? There was a tiny jump scare here. Even though, well, it wasn't really a spooky jump scare because I don't get easily scared these days, Kuma. Oh, is that a big Japanese woman? I couldn't even look at her face. I wanted to see. A geisha, right? She was a geisha. But I do wonder if this game has guides, you know. But I'm pretty sure even for this type of game, guides wouldn't make sense. Because the goal of the game isn't really to complete something. Like, the game is literally an experience. You do whatever you want with it, you know. Is that a... Is that... How is it called in English? Those birds. I love those birds. Peacock, yes, right, peacock. In French, we call it paon, le paon, in French. But yes, peacock. Thank you. I said hi to him. Much more tasteful. Yes, now that you say that, Prince Anime, it's true that peacock is a funny word when you think about it. That's true. That's true. Peacock. I knew the word. It's just like a lot of English words I just forget. And then people tell me about it and then I'm like, all right, I remember now. I know that Peacock is also the name of a streaming service, a streaming platform that is named Peacock. That is really a weird game. What is this house? Okay. What the heck? This word is weird. Just this word, Girakun, I would say this entire game is weird. Not just the world, the entire game is really trippy. I mean, it's true that, for example, here, this place is a bit more normal if we compare it to the other places of this game, but still. Peacock, the plus 18 streaming service, Peacock. I think it would be really popular. You would be surprised, Bolisu. I think I talked about it before, but how much a lot of people are into NTR for some reason. There are Japanese artists that are pretty much godlike artists, you know, their drawings are great. But they mostly do NTR because it brings a ton of money. There is a market for it. Kinda like how some artists specializes in furry art, because furry commissions are really makes a lot of money. There is the same phenomenon for NTR stuff, pretty much. So I guess it could work. Maybe I should save. It's been a while I haven't been saving. Even though I'm not even sure if you should save in this game, because it doesn't feel like a game where saving is important. Even though I saw this game is 10 hours, apparently. Which is crazy when you think about it. It's a 10-hour game if you want to do a full run. Because when I was setting the stream, usually what I do, I check how long the game is. So I know more or less how many streams I will have to do in order to beat it. And I thought that this game was going to be a 1-hour game. But apparently it's longer than that. You know? Which is interesting and weird at the same time. Because you wouldn't expect this type of game to be that long, I guess. A lot of doors. Let me pick this one. Okay, I can't interact with it. What about this one? Okay, this one worked. Can I just jump and kill myself? So yes, you can actually skip. Oh, and I just realized when you look at the graph, there are other words too. Upper, yes, that's the words I read before. Upper, dynamic, donor, and I don't know what was the other one. And static. Weird. So I just realized I removed the shake, but I didn't put it back. I will put it back next. Holding my hand, then the car, as if drilling into the old trees, Sandra runs towards the house. The late great-grandmother came out. You came back for me, didn't you? She said, while passing away. She held my hand. Okay, this time I had the time to read it. Someone said it was because people got conditioned to porn, so instead of neuron activation by doing the act, neuron activation by watching the act. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I think, to me, it's not that surprising because people are into a ton of stuff, you know. People are into a ton of stuff. So, all things considered, that there are people into NTR doesn't surprise me at all, Kuma. You know? Like, people are into feet, into legs, into animals, into like, I mean, a ton of stuff, you know. So, is it that surprising? I don't know. Are you into armpits, Eureka? It's really funny because actually at first, I didn't really care about armpits. But when they started to... I started to discover more and more Japanese artists, I thought it was really interesting how they were able to make this part of the body attractive, you know. So I guess I became a bit into armpits, but I have to nuance it, you know. I like armpits in 2D characters, you know, and the way the Japanese artists draw it, you know. It doesn't mean that I'm into armpits in real life, I guess. Look at the birds. I wasn't expecting videos like that in the game. Like, honestly, I'm more into feet than I am into armpits, you know. I like legs, thighs, feet, butts, boobs, and cocks more than armpits, if I have to make a tier list, you know. Armpits are still in the list, but yes, when I compare it to all of those other things, armpits are pretty low in my ranking, if I had to do a ranking. Start. Are you into pantsing? What's pantsing again? Is pantsing like pulling down the pants of someone? I think that's what pantsing is, right? I don't remember. But I'm into pantsu, that's for sure. I'm into pantsu. By the way, I didn't show you this game. Let me show you. As a quick interlude, as a quick break. I want to show you, Balisu. Let me show you, because I didn't show you the game I was talking about. Did you ever hear about Panty Party? Alright, because I was looking the title, let me see. Okay, it was here. I think here I got... Yes, I got the trailer. Let me show you. If it's loading. Oh, don't tell me ups. I was scared. I thought OBS was going to crash for some reason. Because my window became white and the mouse started to go in circles, you know, when it's loading. I was scared, Kuma. So let me show you. Here. This game, Kuma. Let me show you. I guess I will remove myself temporarily because I want you to see the trailer. Where am I, Kuma? Here. Let's see. This is the game I was talking about. You play as panties in this game. I'm not kidding. Panty party, panty party. Lonely panty, それもパンティ Look at the Kuma pantsu. Look at the Kuma. The Kuma is buffed in this game, by the way. The Kuma pantsu is buffed in this game. I think I will get the game. I hope they release this version on Steam too, eventually. There's multiplayer. There's even multiplayer in this game. Pa 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 pa. And I think it's released. When does it release? Oh yeah, in October, right? 9 October 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Actually, this game released before, you know, like it's a game that it's pretty funny because I played this game in the past and it was actually a joke with a friend of mine because, like, as you can see, I always was into pantsu, guys, always. So when they announced it, a new release of this game, because it's actually called Panty Party Perfect, you know, it's the perfect edition of this game. I couldn't believe my eyes because it's such a niche game, you know. Like for years I've been talking about Panty Party, but it's really one of those games, if you didn't play it, you wouldn't even know about it. So the fact that they were releasing it like a better version of this game it's pretty hype, Kuma, that's for sure. I like it. Nice. I'm gonna play it for sure. That's what I wanted to show you, Balisu, because I know you're into pantsu too. I know. And maybe some of you guys, you know, but I love pantsu. PPP, just perfection, I guess. Yes, PPP is a is a funny way to talk about this game because it's true. Panty Party Perfect, Triple P, the Triple P game. Nice. Oh, nice. The toilets. Can I enter? I can. Oh, look at the mist. I can't see anything. I am playing. Am I playing Silent Hill right now? Lots of fog. I couldn't see anything. Weird. Look at the clouds. Can I interact with the sky? Let me try. Okay, I'm pressing circle. It doesn't do anything. It's such an experimental... Not even a game, but an experimental project. When you think about it. Are those cats? Or foxes? Those are foxes, right? Kitsune. Is that the Rayman 2 theme songs? The beat kind of reminds me of the Rayman 2 theme for some reason. That's weird. Oh, that's Bolisu again. He's got a big head now. I'm really tripping. Is that a bird, a cloud bird? Or a bird cloud? What is happening? I can't find the exit of this place. I'm stuck in... It's even... Like, it's not even Silent Hill now. It's even crazier than that. Because you keep being transported to different places, trying to find the exit, and then just getting more trippy and trippy. This game has no end. I think it would have been tight if this game doesn't end. That you start the game, you play it, and the only way for you to stop playing the game is just like to turn off the console. Like a game that never ends. Because it really does feel like a game that never ends for now. That's for sure. So we're in the desert again. So now I got another dot over the eye. Day 17. Oh, I turned back the shake, by the way. By the way, recently I've been playing Metroid Dread on the Switch. Because actually I haven't played it yet, and for now I'm enjoying the game. Metroid. I can't wait for the new Metroid Prime, by the way. It will be cool. Damn, here the frame rate is stanking, I guess. What is this music? Seems like elevator song. This corridor has... Okay, I was going to say it has no end, but it's wrong. What? Okay, we're killing ourselves again. It's a game about killing yourself. I guess that's the message of the... of this game. Why? Why was the creator so mean like that? Nani? Weird nose. Oh, an aurora borealis. Nice. Okay, I don't like this place because I think that the bird noises every time you step on the ground are annoying. It's too much, kuma. Okay, here it's a bit better, I guess. I wasn't expecting this game to be so experimental because it's really the first time I'm playing it, like LSD Dream Emulator, and I never looked at anything regarding the game because usually when there are games like that I want to play, I do my best to not look at them, you know, if I can. Is that the moon? It's the moon. Moony. That's Moony. What is that? There is a tiny house here, but... Love. Is that a love hotel? Let's go here. The love hotel. Let me enter. I wanna go inside the Love Hotel, guys. Did you know you can play Mario Kart in Love Hotels? Usually in Love Hotels, they put a lot of stuff. Like they put consoles if you want to play games. They put, like, for example, if you want to play Mario Kart or Smash after having sex, you can. That's how good Love Hotels are. Actually, this game makes me want to replay Silent Hill again for some reason. For example, this place kind of reminds me of the third part of Silent Hill 1. When you're going on the docks, like when you go through the boat and then try to go through the lighthouse. That's really what it reminds me of. What is this? Weird. That's a weird tool. I know actually in one of those of the text files of the game, I guess I could call them text files, because sometimes when you complete a day, you get a specific day where it's just text, you know, that you have to read. They were talking about an evil organization, and that's what I thought about Steins Gate, you know, fighting against an evil organization. Weird. Was that a crashed boat? I kinda wanna go... What is this? Okay, I kinda wanna go here. Through the lights. The yellow lights. Oh, they're playing soccer. I mean football, not soccer. Don't say soccer, Eureka. Don't say it again. Please. That really shows you that I'm tired. If I wasn't tired, I would have never said soccer. They're good. Let me talk to her. Would be nice if we could play with her, but again, it's not a game. Oh damn, he's crazy. What if I run into the chairs? I can't even see the face of the guy. I think I would run into it. Let me run. Damn, I killed him. Oh, I'm back. Nani? Oh, I am playing with her. I think I am playing with her, right? Oh no, there's no one. Or maybe I was supposed to be here, but... I'm really tripping. Loading times. Okay, so we're back here. Let's leave. Okay, so there does seem to be a certain map about this game, you know. Like here, it really does feel that the areas are getting more connected, you know. Is that a guy? I thought it was a fish, but it's a guy. How does he breathe underwater? It's a guy. It's a fish guy. Maybe that's why he's underwater. What? Nice. The Queen Eureka is back in town. That's why they're playing trumpets. I'm the Queen, Kuma. Who are those guys? I kinda wanna go through the lights. They're dancing. But I wanna go here. What is this noise? Is there a war? I guess we're back in here. Also, it feels like those parts, those days last longer. So you really can interact with anything in this game. Feel like I never explored this place. Oh, the moon. With the kanji of the moon here. By the way, if in the case you didn't know, guys, that's pretty much the kanji of the moon. On the moon. Because it's the moon, you know? Moon. Moon, moon. Pretty much. Can I just jump? I tried to interact with the moon. The moon. Okay, there's an arrow. I guess I will follow it. Even though it's going... Okay, I can't even follow it. Now it's over. This game is really weird. I mean, again, I keep calling it a game. It's not a game. It is not a game. Nani? What are those? I think those are tigers, right? And is that a freeway above me? Okay, there's a bridge here. think we're still in the same day. That's crazy. Okay, I see someone here. Oh, I couldn't look. I wanted to look. What was that? A cow? A cow that was walking? Weird. Nani? Oh. I don't know what's happening. But I feel like I unlocked something. Because I don't... Like, for a few days we were going through the same places, but now it's really getting even more trippier. I don't see anything. I'm just walking into the nothingness. Okay, this zone is pretty big. But there are only trees. What if I just... Okay, I could just interact with the wall. The thing with this game, because again, as I said, when I looked before streaming the game, I learned that this game is actually a 10-hour game. I mean, let me look again. How long it is. Because usually I check at how long to beat. So actually 8 hours and 30. 8 hours and 30 in average, you know. If you want to complete the main story. I mean, it's not about beating, if I understand it well, because this game has a day system in the sense that every time you complete a day and then you get to the next day, there should be a limit probably, you know, of how much loops you can do in a single run. But apparently there are indeed several roads because, for example, the completionist ending, if you want to see everything in this game, is 26 hours. Which is really big with this for this type of game. So I guess maybe that is the weak point of these projects, because again, it's not really a game. To me, this type of stuff, usually, it's better when it's in short bursts, you know. Like, for example, if it's a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours experience. But the fact that in order to see everything, you have to play the game for more than 20 hours is insane. Because at the end of the day, it's mostly going through rooms and seeing different type of aesthetics, which is really interesting, especially for a game released in '98. But, oh, okay, I see the birds. There's a bird. Don't kill me. It's interesting, but you really see it's a prototype, you know. It's really experimental, because this type of games, I'm pretty sure it was done afterwards, where, for example, you're going through several places and it's trippy. But since it's being done nowadays in modern hardware, it's a bit easier for example, make the transition seem seamless, you know. And so you can make the player, like you can give them a more trippier effect in a way. Because what kills a bit this type of game, I guess, it's the fact that every time you go to a new zone, it had to load, obviously. Like the loading times, the transition that aren't that seamless. So that makes it a bit slow in a way. What is this though? Is that a shark? Shark! It's a shark! I killed myself again, getting beaten by the shark. At least I assume that's what happened. Nani? Should I go here? Are those Korean characters? I'm pretty sure those are Korean characters. Those are not kanjis, right? Also, it's crazy that since I started this day, I think it was day, I don't even remember what day it was, but I still haven't beaten it. I press circle. Is that clubhouse music? I wonder if I can beat it. I wonder if there are like roads in this game that are shorter. If you want to beat the game. At least I didn't lie to you guys. Like, I went to this game completely blind. I didn't even look at guides, you know, because I know there is a wiki for this game, and the only thing I know, because I was looking at the controls, because usually when I play a new retro games, I check the controls to be sure I don't miss anything. They were talking about triggers, you know, that you can trigger transitions with the circle buttons. But besides that, I didn't look anything. And I guess that's actually the point of this experience, you know. So I didn't say that, but I forgot about this detail. But the guy who made this game, he based the game on actually that's one of the most important thing I should have talked about. When he made this game, he used the source, a dream diary of one of the employees from the studio, because one of the employees had a dream diary. And what is the concept of a dream diary? A dream diary is pretty much a diary when you write everything you experienced during a dream. Because you know how when sometimes you're dreaming of something, then you wake up, if you don't write it immediately, you forget about it, you know, or it becomes blurry. Usually if you have a dream, if you want to remember it or to remember what happened, you should write it, you know, like on a book or on anything. And that employee at I forgot the name of the studio, by the way, but that employee pretty much wrote every time he had a dream, like what happened, what he saw during the dream, and I assume he even draw what he saw in his dream, you know. And apparently he did that for years and years, so it was a pretty big diary. And so when the creator made this game, he pretty much used the diary of this employee to make it. So I guess that specific employee was really having trippy dreams. I don't have any other explanation. Because I never had dreams like that, personally. Or maybe the employee was doing drugs, for all I know. Maybe the employee was on LSD. And that's why they named the game LSD Dream Emulator. Because I guess one of the concepts of the game is to simulate what you would experience if you were on LSD. That's how I understand the title, you know. That is pretty much an example of an LSD trip. Which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Are those birds again? Yes. I'm running. Maybe I should jump. I feel like this place I should just jump. Oh, we finally finished the day. This one was really long. Flashback? That's new. Right? I don't remember about flashback. Okay, let me save first. Let me try flashback. What is flashback? I mean, I did it, but I don't even know what it does. Is it a way to go backwards? Or do you experience stuff that you experienced? Because I don't know what it means. I mean, in this specific context, I know what the word means, obviously, but I don't know what it means in this game. Because this... Is that the Eiffel Tower? It is. What a trippy game. But I think I still want to stream, I think I will stream Anna. Even though I did beat the game, but I liked it so much, I mean the chapter 1 of the game, that I actually want to stream it. Because I like Anna. My beloved. Oh, again. This I remember experiencing it. What if I go around the castle? I never tried that. Trying to go around the castle. Okay, I can't even enter. I guess the fact that the lightning is so bright is a way to show that you're experiencing a flashback, I guess? Again. Okay, this time I will enter. What if I interact with the queen? I assume she's the queen or the princess because I am the queen, Kuma. I am the queen. Let me kill myself! Again. Okay. I still don't know what was the point of the flashback, honestly. I can assume maybe a way to quickly experience what you did again. Weird. That's such a weird game. Let's continue. But I think I thought, because I didn't know how this game was gonna look. I didn't know about it. So I said, okay, since it's an 8 hours game, I will beat it in 2 streams. But honestly, it's really the type of game. It's interesting to experience it once. So I think I won't play it more than 1 time. I mean, stream it more than 1 time. Because, again, it's really interesting that, like, the creator made an entire project with a game like that. It's really interesting. But one of the flaws of it, if I can talk about it, is it's really repetitive in a way, you know? Because pretty much you're experiencing a trip. I think that was what was it trying to convey with this game, an LSD trip. But it's really the fact that it's 8 hours to beat a run, quote unquote, of the game it's pretty long when you think about it, you know? Okay, here I couldn't even move. Here usually I jump. Okay. Let me see if I can speedrun it. Maybe I can speedrun it to the end, because I'm actually curious to see the end or even the credits. Maybe the way they did the credits of this game is also weird. You never know. Isn't that the bridge from England? Or am I tripping? There's a pyramid, there is Egypt. Let me go to Egypt. That's not Egypt. But I love the colors. Trippy. But that wasn't Egypt. Disappointed. I wanted to go to Egypt. I think I've seen it on Twitter that Hachama was in Egypt. She was visiting Egypt, which is pretty cool when you think about it. I think Egypt is cool. Oh, let me see this video, this one. This one looks cool. Leisure sonorous dream. So that's what it means. Even, like, what's interesting about the game too is that there are several intro videos. I don't know how many of them they made, but every time you wait to get the intro video, it's a different one. It's not the same. Okay, it's Egypt. But really I should try to find, if I can find info about how this game was made and what was the process behind it. Because even the fact that that the studio validated the project, because it's clearly not the type of game that was going to sell, that's for sure, but they still did it. Such a trippy game. I would assume, if I had to take a guess, there are 30 days in a run. 30 or 31. That's what I would assume. I think. Red. Akai. Okay, that's Bolissu again. But I went through him, which is the proof it's a ghost. In the case you didn't believe it, it's pretty much a ghost. Because I went through him. So I wonder if the colors have any meaning. Oh damn. Funny guy. Oh. Okay, let me jump here. Weird. I'm just jumping from place to place. Sun again. I think it really seems like there should be, I think in total, like 6 or 7 places, or maybe a bit more. They could be 10, and then they're changing. They keep changing. And you can't run into walls if you want to teleport. Can I go backwards here? I can. The red color again. I skipped Policy this time. I want to run. I really do wonder if there are people speed running. I found the base. I found their headquarters of the policies. I found their base. Their HQ. The Eastern statues. Let's go to Paris. Oh, that's the elephant again. Okay. So we're at day 21. I will try to go to day 30 because I'm curious. If I can. I don't know how long it will be because some of those days, water cats, there's a big pond inside the house. I'm swimming it and can see a big bloated cat floating in the water cat. It's really soft. Hugging it gives me a warm feeling. This cat can only... I can't read. It's too fast. I can't read. At least I'm at day 22 now. I'm really tripping. Oh, there's a face in here. I mean, below the... Is that a null? Seems like it. There's a weird sun too. We got the blue color now. Oh, that's new. That's new. I don't remember that. Damn, big mouth. That's new. I think I will go here. Oh, damn. What is that? That's a shark, right? It's getting weirder and weirder. Now there isn't cuck chairs anymore, but they're not here anymore. They put benches instead of cuck chairs. Okay, you can't interact with this. So it's not every single thing that you can interact with. Like, there are a few exceptions in this game. It seems like. Lot of greenery. Usually this is the place where I just jump off. Okay. So it was day 22, day 23. I want to go to 30 or 31, an entire month. I assume it would be crazy if this game takes 1 year, so 365 days to complete. That would be crazy. Oh, it's the guy playing with the cans again. Can I interact with the window? What was on the background? Okay, so now we're in the middle of the roads. I'm not sure I remember that. And there are towers on my right. Weird. I'm stunned, guys. Oh, that's a castle. I'm sure this game has secrets, you know, that if you go a specific way, you should be able to unlock maybe special scenes or special places. Maybe not scenes, because this game doesn't seem to have to have what if I sit here? To have specific scenes in a way, even though there was a day where we got a video, so I guess there are videos in this game, but let me just, I think I'm going to close the window right now. Let me just pause 2 seconds. I wonder if I will be able to get to the 30 days. Okay. I wonder. Really, my honest opinion about this game is that it is interesting, but it's really, it's like he had the concept, but then he just decided to make it 10 hours long for no reason, you know. To me, it shouldn't be that long, you know. It's really interesting as like 30 minutes, 1 hour experience, you know. But to make it drag so long, I guess it goes against the purpose. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it was really a way for the creator to say, fuck games, I hate this medium, but I have to make a game, so let me just fill the game with weird shit until the end. And make you go from places to places with no purpose, because my game has no purpose, because it's not a game. It's just a way for me to say that games are trash. Day 24. I guess it was right. When you look at modern games and the state of gaming, maybe that guy, we took it for a crazy guy, but he was right since the start. What is that? That's red. What if I go here now? So I'm trying to see if I can't really move the red dots, you know, but it really does feel those dots have a meaning. Like here I'm a downer. Downer maybe means, what if it means like I get down here, close to downer, because I'm killing myself every time, like jumping into holes and everything. Because if you can see, now I'm going down. I'm a downer. Damn. Let's go. Oh. I will keep going down. I'm a downer, Kuma. Especially these last few days, I've been feeling rather menhela myself. And depressed at times. Where can I jump here? Where can I jump off in this game? Okay, now it's... I mean, the colors are getting even more crazy. It doesn't make any sense, you know. Like, I don't even know how you can influence the position of the dots. 26. We're getting close. I mean, I don't even know if that's the end at 30. If it ends at 30 or 31. Oh, okay, okay. So weird, because I actually fell, I actually jumped off from the same place. And it went even more towards dynamic. Is that the same place again? I'm not sure. This makes me feel like I'm on video games. I mean, I don't know about that. It makes me feel that I'm playing one of those trippy games I used to play because in the past I used to stream sometimes games from the Haunted demo disc community. Pretty much the Haunted PS1 community. And pretty much the concept was on a release you would get a ton of indie games that were pretty much demo or concept of games that some of them were going to be released, another of them were just like concepts, and a lot of those games were trippy like that because I assume a lot of those games took inspiration from this specific game, the LSD game. So yes, it's really trippy. It's really not for everyone, you know. Honestly. Like I say, imagine it was Christmas. Okay, let me read. A turtle. When I get my seat, I see a small turtle. Its shell is cracked, as if it has fallen from somewhere. I find a container, decide to keep it. I am worried I won't be able to keep it for long. Sorry if I'm reading that fast, but it's because the text doesn't stay long for some reason. But so I was saying, imagine it's Christmas 1998, and from your parents as a gift, you receive this game. And that's the only game you receive as a gift. I wonder how disappointed you would be. Because it's not even a game. It's a weird strip, pretty much. It's not a game, Kuma. I mean, even the creator himself said it's not a game. He said that I'm not making a game. I'm making whatever I want. Because I don't believe in games. Which I think is really interesting when you think about it, because you do wonder how he ended up making a game. Because I think I actually looked at the wiki page of the person who made this game, and it's not even the first game he made. So it's a bit weird thinking that he doesn't like games or the idea of games, but he used the medium to do stuff. It's weird. Where can I jump? Oh, here. Let me jump. Okay. So now we're... Or don't tell me that we have to complete the entire graph with dots. That would be crazy if that's the case. I hope that's not the case. Now we're at day 30. So as I said, it's 30 or 31. I don't know. I'm not sure, you know. I assume it's a month. But I'm not sure. Oh, who's that? Nani? He disappeared. He disappeared. Weird. Let me jump again. I guess this time I will try to go upstairs again. Or what if I interact with the books? Jump. I'm just jumping. That is so weird. Okay, what is this? I kind of wanna see, or is that a tree? Maybe it just, yes, it's just a tree. I was wondering what was on the background. Okay. So, oh, flashback disappeared now. Maybe it's the last day. Let's see. Let me save first. Because it's been a while I haven't saved. Nice. I think it's the last day. I'm not sure. Like, because again, it's the very first time I'm playing this game. I didn't look anything about this game, so I don't even know if it has an ending. But I'm quite curious about it. Let me skip the... Like, it's so weird that when you're on this screen and you wait some time, you get always an intro video. Kind of like if you were still on the menu. I mean, the main menu. When you boot up the game, I mean. Okay. Nani? What are those guys? Rainbow colors. Are those the Simpson? They're yellow. Is that Marge? Why is her hair green? It's Marge, right? Marge Simpson. Right? I mean, she got a green head too, but... Who is these? They're clowns. That's true. They got clown colors, but... I thought it was Marge at first. Oh, the elephant is still here. Okay. So it's not the end. Why did the... Weird. Okay, let me save again. Now I want to check. Because, as I said, I assumed it was a month, but now it feels like it doesn't end. I want to see how many days there are. What? Really? It's really 365 days? Oh my god, I said it when I said that at first. I said it as a joke. But it's really the case. Oh my god. So you have to actually do 300 and... Can I skip it again? 365 loops. That is insane. Like, does it really take 8 hours to do it? I guess if you play it like I do... No, I'm not even sure. It takes more than 8 hours, right? Okay, first, let me just put it here so the game doesn't go on to the intro, one of the intro videos. But that's a lot. Because I think that even, like, let's say it's really 365 days. Unless there is a point in the game where it goes really fast, or let's say that for some reason it skips days, I think it would take even more than 8 hours to do a complete run. Because the game is quite slow, since obviously it's a PS1 game, and sometimes some of the days are longer, you know, if you want to go to another day. Is it really 365? Let me see. The ending is a video cutscene which starts automatically when the LSD Dreams emulator day 365 comes to an end. That's crazy. How is that 8 hours? I don't believe it. Let me see again. $360 days. It's insane. Like, look at this. Here. Here. Usually that's the website I use when I looked at how long game lasts. So main story, usually main story, that's what you could consider it as doing a run of a specific game, depending on of the game you're playing. It says 8 hours and 30 minutes. But now when you look at the polling, that's what I didn't check, it's pretty low. Because obviously, not a lot of people have played this game. It's a pretty niche game, but even more, usually, people who play games, they don't necessarily go to how long to beat to input their playtime. For example, I never did it. I don't have an account on how long to beat. Maybe I should do it eventually because it could help. It could help people to have an idea of how long a game is. But I'm pretty sure it's longer than 8 hours. If it's really 365 days that you have to play in order to get the ending, it's way more. Maybe that's the completionist time. I think it could be 20 hours because the game is really slow, you know, or at the very least more than 10 hours, right? Because yes, when you look at the polling, it's only 11 players, all playstyles. Pretty much 11 players actually inputted their time. It's 11 times more as you play. Exactly. So I don't know if I will do it because I said at first I wanted to try the game because, as I said, I literally never played this game before. I heard about it for a long time and I went out of my way to never look at videos on YouTube or anywhere because I really wanted to experience it fresh. But damn, it's long. Or if I do it, I guess I could try to do it, but I would do it, like, for example, randomly, you know? Like, for example, if I don't know what to stream, and I just want to do a random stream where I do, like, talking with people and have a game in the background, I could do that. But doing it in a row, that seems hard. That seems hard, Kuma. Because I thought about a month at first, because a month seems reasonable. Do you know about Boku no Natsuyasumi? Was it? Like, the game was called like that, right? Let me show you. Let me show you, Kuma. This game. This one. Boku no Natsuyasumi. This is the second game. Like, there's actually 3 games in the series, I think. If it loads, because my browser is really slow. But this game, Boku no Natsuyasumi game, usually in those games, a run is 30 days. Because the gimmick of the game is pretty much you're experiencing summer, Japanese summer, as a kid. And you can do a ton of stuff, like, for example, catching insects, swimming, fishing, finding items, building a secret base. Actually, I played the second game because they released a patch for Boku no Natsuyasumi 2. I played it last summer, and it was really comfy. And I thought that 30 days is actually a good number if you want to do a run of a game like that. But 300 and... Oh, by the way, you can't even see the character here. That's the thing. The game I'm talking about. Boku no Natsuyasumi. Here, the cover. Oh, there was a game on PSP too, you know. All of those games were only released in Japan, by the way. But there is a patch for the PlayStation 2 game, and I believe there is one for the PlayStation 1 game too. The first game, I believe. I didn't play the first one, I played the second one. I did a run of Boku no Natsuyasumi too, and by the way, if you're looking for comfy games to play, I would recommend it. It's pretty comfy. I saw a bunch of people playing this series last year. Yes, makes sense because they released a patch for this. They released a patch. I think this one is a good example of a game with a day-to-day system, like in the sense that you complete a full day, then the next day happens, and then you keep progressing in the game while the time progresses too. I think it's a good example of what I mean. But in that game, the fact that you had to do 365 days is insane. It is insane, Kuma. I mean, I guess it makes sense considering the game it is, because it's pretty much a game about you being crazy, you know. It's a schizo game. Pretty much. But still, that is insane. Because I really do wonder, are there secrets that you can find in specific days, or... That's a lot. So my assumption, remember when I said, do you have to actually complete the whole graph? I think my assumption was right, because probably the number of dots you have on the graph is 365. That was one of my assumptions. That is insane. But I don't believe that it only takes 8 hours. I think it takes more than 8 hours. Unless you're playing it like this. Was it a button? Yes, that's a button. Because on emulator, obviously you can speed up. Go top speed like this, you know. This is how I would play the game if I was using the fast forward function. But I don't like playing games like that. You know? How long to beat has done me dirty too many times. Yes, I'm not surprised because it's good. Usually it's good and pretty accurate with popular games. So games that people played a lot, or I should say many people played, obviously. But for games like that, niche games that only a few people have played, you won't get an accurate time, that's for sure. That is for sure, Kuma. That is crazy. I wasn't expecting this game to be 365 days long. I always assumed that LSD Dream Emulator was like a 3-hour game, you know? A 3-hour experimental game. So pretty much what we did right now, but for like 3 hours. Or maybe 5 hours at most. But 365 loops that you have to do in this game is insane. It is insane, Kuma. And really repetitive if you ask me. I would rather play Anna next time. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because I will probably stream this Monday. I think I'm gonna stream this Monday. And I think I'm gonna do a run of Anna Dream BBQ. Because I love the game. And I kinda wanna do a run on stream because it's really quirky and funny. I like it. I like Anna. Also, I forgot that you can look down and look up too, into the sky, and you can strafe. But I'm glad I tried it because it's a game that I wanted to try for a long time. The LSD game. Look at the trays now, and the colors. it kind of reminds me a bit of those endurance game. Do you know what I mean? Like there is a game that is called Desert Bus. I don't know if you ever heard about that game. And pretty much the goal of the game is that you have to drive a bus for, I think, like 10 hours in a row. You have to drive it. And you have to actually be focused on the road, because if you don't hold your controller, the bus is going off-road. And if you go off-road, you lose the game. So you actually have to be focused on the game for 10 hours non-stop. And I think, I don't remember if it was 10 hours or more than 10 hours, because you have to do a loop. It's like going until the destination and then going back. And that's really what it reminds me of. Even though here, you don't necessarily have to do it in one run, but it's one of those games that is really long, and you do the same thing every time until the end. I'm trapped. What is this? Okay, here I couldn't even move. Have you seen those images where an anime girl takes off her glove and it's all steamy and the glove is gonna be used for stuff? Is Eureka into that kind of thing? Because Eureka has gloves. I've seen them. I've seen them. Actually, I think gloves are nice. I like gloves, you know. During the winter, at least, I always wear gloves, that's for sure. I love gloves. I love them. And I don't know, I guess hands can be pretty loose too. But I guess it's the same concept as, like, for example, an anime girl's removing her sock and then showing you her sock, you know. If you're into feet and socks. I guess it's the same concept. Feet gloves, exactly. Exactly. Funnily enough, that's a thing that happened in the manga I was reading, the first manga, you know, Ashige Shoujo Komura-san, that I talked about last time, because the gimmick of the manga is pretty much the main character is using her feet to do everything. But the thing is that she could get... I mean, that was weird, but there were some situations where she actually had to use her hands because she didn't want to look weird for other people. So she had to force herself to use her hands. And every time she was using her hands, she was getting drunk for some reason because she was not being used about using her hands. And also another thing is, like, if you were touching her feet, she was getting all sweaty on her feet because pretty much her feet were really sensitive. They were the sensitive part of her body, pretty much. So if you touch her feet, she was getting sweaty feet. I guess I love feet, Kuma. Erogenous zone, yes, pretty much. The way she reacted to getting her feet touched was pretty much an erogenous zone, as you said, Bolisu. Even though it wasn't like, the manga didn't have a lot of ecchi when I think about it, you know. It had fan service, but funnily enough, it wasn't outrageously ecchi, you know, or anything like that. If anything, the second manga I'm reading right now is way more fetishist than the first one, for sure. Yes, I should do it. I should do a anime feet tier list, even though I'm pretty sure, like, it was done in the past. Anime feet tier list, Kuma. Also, my voice is getting strained again. That's so weird how when I stop streaming for a few days, it's hard for me to speak. Maybe I should try to speak a bit lower, like right now. But what if people can't hear me anymore, Kuma? Maybe I should try to do this ASMR type of stream where I'm speaking really, really low and trying to make people all horny with my voice because I'm making weird noise and speaking low to people. Maybe that's what I should do. Or maybe not, I don't know. I'm not good at ASMR, honestly. Do feet reviews where you talk about the feet shown in anime. I could do that. Actually, I could do that. But the other idea I had in mind that I should still do, by the way, is more original than just feet. I believe. It's more original. By the way, I think it's the last loop of the game I'm gonna do, because it was interesting, but I think it's crazy that you actually have to do 365 days. Like Nani Saleh. What the heck? That's a lot. 365 days. That is insane, Kuma. Is that an eye? It's an eye. Maybe one of the devs. Or the creator himself. Or maybe I should ask people to send me their feet pics, and then I would review them on stream. But that would be really insane, Kuma. That would be really insane. And obviously, people should agree with that, you know. Like, not everyone would want to share their feet to crazy Eureka, and then like Eureka doing a review about their feet and getting all unhinged about either praising or shaming their feet. Because I can shame people too, you know. I'm good into shaming. I'm good into praising, and I'm good into shaming. Shaming people, Kuma. So I would shame your feet. I would shame your feet on live stream. And I don't know if everyone would like that. Shaming their feet, Kuma. Is that even allowed on Twitch? Because for all I know, it's not even allowed on Twitch, you know? Because Twitch, for some reason, doesn't like that when you show a specific part of your body. I guess they don't care about feet, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not. But what if I showed pictures of real feet? Would I get in trouble for that? One of my Oshis has done that, just not on stream. I see. I guess you could do that on a Discord stream, you know. Isn't it allowed if it's educational? I'm pretty sure a ton of things are allowed if it's educational, but my idea would be pretty much like if people send me feet pics and then I review them on stream. But in this case, I don't know if it would be educational. Yes, art study, obviously. I've seen thigh cams and hand breast cams, I see. I mean, with Twitch, it's all just a matter of if they want to fuck you up or not, you know, because there were many times in the past where people got banned for bullshit reasons, you know, for reasons that didn't even make sense. Because, for example, they played a game and that game at some point had, I don't know, nudity, and it wasn't good for Twitch, even though it was inside the game. And sometimes when you play a game, you don't even know if you will get nudity or not. I remember some guy had a butt depilation tutorial, and it's on YouTube for everyone to see, the before and after. Yes, you can see those type of videos on YouTube if it's educational. Now, I don't know if you could do that on Twitch. I think live on Twitch, you couldn't do it. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't risk it, I guess. What is depilation? Or did he mean epilation? I guess removing the hair from your butt. Hair removal, exactly. Oh. Who are those kids? That's new. Those are real kids, right? Not AI generated kids. Funny how they feel AI generated even though it's a game from 1998. The thing is, like, even if I wanted to do it, like for example, the feet review stream or hand review stream, like for example, asking people to send me their hands or their feet, because it could be fun, but for example, with hands, you know, like hands could be interesting, and it's a safe way, I guess, to start this type of gimmick. But the problem is, like, I don't really have a lot of people watching me now, so it's not like I would be able to get a lot of pics, you know. Even if I made a post on Twitter, I'm not sure that random people will send me their hands just like that. Feet reveal stream. Damn, this one I shouldn't give it away easily, Bolisu. I shouldn't. I can tell you that, by the way, I got, like, people praised my feet in the past. I already got compliments regarding my feet. It happened. It happened, Kuma. It really happened. I did stuff, Kuma. I got praised for my feet. I got praised from my hands too in the past. I got praised for my looks. I also remember I got praised for my haircuts. And it was really funny because once I went to a really expensive hairdresser. You know how when you go cut your hair, there are hairdressers that are pretty affordable and there are hairdressers that are really expensive, you know. I wanted to try it once and I went to a really expensive hairdresser to get a haircut. And I got a haircut and I remember I was still in middle school when it happened. And when I went to school, I actually got praised for my haircut. It was one of the few times where someone, like some girls, went out of their way to praise my haircut. Because at first I was like, hey, that shouldn't work. Like it's a wasted money, you know, to do that. But I want to try it, and I actually got praised for my haircut. So there is a difference. It's expensive as hell, obviously, and you shouldn't do that unless you have money for it, but it works. I think mine would rate pretty high. By what do you mean by rate pretty high? Because I don't know what we were talking about, by the way. No, I was talking about haircuts. The time where I went to an expensive hairdresser. And people praised me for it. Here I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm playing on autopilot. I think after this day, I will stop it for today, guys. That was really interesting, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I tried the game. Because it's really one of those games I wanted to try for a long time. But I doubt I will ever do... Who's this girl? I doubt I would ever do a complete run of this game. Once Tsundere Chat praised my hair, blushing, "Why does your hair smell so good?" Shyly touched my hair and then ran away. I see. Tsundere-chan. I see, Kuma. I mean, I got praised a few times for my haircut, but this time it was really funny because I went to this expensive hairdresser as a whim, you know. I really did it as a whim. And after getting my haircut, I look at myself in the mirror and I thought to myself, it doesn't change that much, you know. My haircut is clean, but nothing special about it. The next day, when I went to school, I got praised for it, you know. Like I got compliments for my haircut. So it did work. It did. Oh, look at the windows. I guess I will try to, the next stream, I should try to control my voice a little more because I really feel like it's straining a bit. Maybe try to speak a little bit lower, but the problem is like my mic is pretty low by default. I have a low sounding mic. That's why I had to crank the gain a little bit. There was a strawberry shampoo and the smell would last on your hair until the next day. I love that shampoo, but then the company went out after the incident. The incident? What do you mean? What happened? Did someone lose their hair because of the shampoo? Because if that's what happened, I guess that could be one of the reasons for a company to go out of business. If someone loses their hair after using the shampoo. Okay, that was fun. I had fun today, guys. I'm actually glad I gathered some energy to do my weekly stream because for now I'm still keeping my streak. That is streaming once a week. That was one of my goals when I went back from my hiatus. And honestly, this week, I wasn't sure I was going to make it, guys. I wasn't sure I was going to make it, you know. I actually wanted to stream Wednesday first, but Wednesday I was feeling really bad and having a Manhela episode, so I was like, okay, I shouldn't stream, I skip it. Then Thursday, I didn't really think about streaming, but I thought, okay, if I don't stream today, let me do it tomorrow, which I did. And that was fun. I think it was an interesting experience. I don't know what you thought about the game, guys. Honestly, it's not really a game, as pretty much the creator said. So he wasn't lying. You know, it's just an experience. The only downside is that the game is 365 days long, which is honestly way too much for this type of game. But I guess if the game got sold at the same price that, let's say, Gran Turismo or Tekken 3 or any other PS1 game, I guess they wanted for the player to have a long experience. The game was a lot of random things happening, exactly. That was pretty much really experimental because a lot of random things happening, but also it has a specific aesthetic about it. By the way, the game I'm gonna stream this Monday because I think I'm going it this next Monday. Let me show you. Because this game is will be a bit more interesting, honestly. If I can find a good screenshots. The game is one of a kind, but also maybe the progenitor of the walking sim. That is true too. That is true. That's a good way to put it to me. It's like there is this aspect and there's also the aesthetic. Because the aesthetic actually got reused by a ton of other indie games after that. Because it's a way to give a specific vibe, a trippy vibe about your game, you know, like the flashing colors and the colors that keeps changing every time you go into a new zone, and this idea that you could interact with anything, and when you interact with it, you get transported into a new zone, and also sometimes weird stuff happening. Or, for example, here, some of the days were just random videos with weird kids looking at you, or sometimes you had wall of text about, I don't know if it was the story of the game or the lore of the game, but it was not only the visuals, it was also like what they were showing you. Like, for example, sometimes you had a video, sometimes you had text, and I guess it's really a really specific way to do a game. But again, it's not really a game. It's an experience, pretty much. Guess I could just go on Steam. I think psychoactive substances would very likely complement the experience. Yes, I'm pretty sure of that. Actually, there are, as I said, I already played Anna Dream BBQ, and one of the, because I talked about some people about this game, and I know that there was a guy who pretty much told me that he didn't play the game. He was waiting before playing the game because he wanted to buy weed again first, because he didn't have any weed left, because he wanted to play the game with weed, while smoking weed, pretty much. So I guess it's some of those games that could, as you said, it's complementing the trippy experience of smoking weed or taking drugs. Even though, again, I wouldn't recommend people to take drugs, even though, like, you do what you want, obviously, I am not your mother, Kuma. I am not your mother. I am not your father. I am not your grandparent. You do what you want. Pretty much. Yes, I think I'm gonna stream Monday. Or ruin it. Yes, ruin it, because if you go on a bad trip, I never experienced a bad trip because I never ever took drugs in my life. But I heard that bad trips fucking suck. That really, when you're having a bad trip, it's like you want to die because it just sucks. It does, Kuma. That's why I never got really interested into taking drugs, because this idea of losing control of yourself is a bit scary to me. It's scary, Kuma. Let me show you here. I guess I can just show in here. Here, Kuma. I'm gonna stream Anna Dream BBQ next time. Even though, again, I already played a run of the game, but I want to play it again because I think it's cool. And actually, it's an example of a game, a trippy game where you still have a goal. I think that's what may be the point I don't really agree with the creator of LSD Dream Emulator, because pretty much he said that games, he doesn't believe in games, Probably he thinks games have no values, especially back in the 90s. Back in the 80s and the 90s, games were still seen as a lower art, or not even seen as art, Games were seen as childish for kids or for weird people, weird nerds. So in a way, they weren't really were respected, So I could see why some people would think back then that games have no value. But I think that nowadays, when you see how games have become popular and how the indie scene got so big and how many people actually used game to make art, I guess that guy who made LSD Dream Emulator was wrong at the end of the day. But still, it's really interesting that he made an experience like that and that we can still experience it to this day. It's cool. It's better to lose control of yourself and be totally aware, like nudity. I know what you mean. Again, as I said, like today it was starting to get hot, by the way. I don't know how hot it is currently in Chile, but in Belgium it's starting to get hot. Not too hot, but today I went outside because I went outside for a bit before streaming, and it was sunny and hot. If it gets hotter than that, I guess I will start to sleep naked again, Kuma. Because when it's too hot, I sleep naked. That's what I do. I don't care. In Chile, it's getting chilly. I see. In Chile, it's getting chilly, Kuma. You're getting close to the winter, right? Because the seasons are reversed. Because it's the south hemisphere. So, does it snow in Chile? I think I asked about it before. I think it snows in Chile too. Naked Eureka in bed. I know some of you people wish you could get on some of my pictures, but funnily enough, I think I never ever sent nudes of myself in the past. I think. I'm trying to remember, but maybe I did it once. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe if you started to look, you could find the secret Eureka nudes on the internet. Who knows? It's never late to start. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Again, I am not against nudity, Kuma. I guess nudity is cool. I like it. So anyway, I'm starting to get hungry, guys, but I had fun. Thank you for coming to see me again today. I had a lot of fun. I want to thank Prince Anime, Bolisu, Oni Densetsu, Gila-kun, and everyone else who was watching or lurking. I also got a new follow again. Seagull Pepe, thank you for following. The next time I'm going to stream is going to be, let me check my schedule. It's going to be Monday. I plan to stream this Monday, and probably Tuesday too, around the same time. On Monday, I'm gonna stream Enna Dream BBQ. That's the game I'm gonna stream, Kuma. So I hope to see you there next time, 3 p.m. CEST. That is the time I usually stream these days. And I hope to see you there. So see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. See you this Monday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Kuma. Next time I'm gonna stream nudes. What do you know, Bolisu? Maybe I'm nude right now. Or maybe I'm completely naked, I did it in the past, believe it or not. I streamed completely naked. But you didn't see it. You didn't. Maybe I'm gonna do it next time. Who knows? Bye-bye.